Hey everyone. This is another daily vlog, and so I'm about to drink some sparkling water. Because I need to keep my sparkles. Okay. So yeah, today was a crazy day. There was a tornado, a severe tornado. Warning, sirens, like the air sirens for the tornado, air raid sirens for the tornado, severe weather and stuff. And yeah, last time I've been in some kind of weird weather like that was when I used to live in Illinois, and my best friend and I were driving down the road, and all of a sudden we're just looking to the side, and we just happened to see two mini, very tiny, like wind wisps that look like mini tornadoes, but they're really small, and and there's rain, and it was just like a swirl that went up in the air, and we saw it, but there's two little ones that formed up and then just disappeared, but and it was I guess we heard about it later about I guess the warning and stuff, but I guess there was bigger ones somewhere, but those were little offshoots that we just witnessed like that. And I don't think when we were driving we heard any of those sirens at that time, so I don't know if it was just gonna just starting and then it would happen after we already got home, or after, who knows. But that was I don't know, a while ago, within within a decade ago or something, I don't know. But today, man, so I went to work early, I told you in the vlog that I was gonna go to work soon, which I'm gonna go to work soon too again, and and I'll just get a short rest before I go, but I did have a nice rest earlier, so I went to work, and we're working, and it goes how it goes. You know how work can be sometimes, and just doing the whole work routine. A couple people that I was around, working around, seemed like they slept on the wrong side of the bed. It is what it is. I guess it's just some people still need to wake up and don't have their caffeine yet. I don't know. It's early in the morning, so that's how it is sometimes with some people. But so just brushed it off, I guess. It's a little annoying, but I brushed it off. And then all of a sudden, after getting into the work, I do I finished one project, and then I'm about to do the next one, and then we get the the evacuation alarms in the building, to go to the designated spot for our department for like tornadoes and stuff like that. So then we're in this center area near the restrooms, in this like hallway near the restrooms, I guess, because it's like kind of compact, and it's like that's our designated area. And yeah, so I tried to call my friend, but my phone was in my locker, so I asked somebody to use the phone, and then I called her from his phone real quick and made sure, she was fine. And then, or that she knew that, actually I was just calling her to let her know, and then just to tell her to go down to the basement and, with the dogs and be safe. Well, she knows to do that too, but she said, yeah, she's getting ready to do that, and etc. And then so I kept the phone call short because I was on another guy's phone. So coworker. So then we were just waiting there for a while, and then after a while, well, people react different ways. A lot of people were, checking their phone, checking the weather alerts, and had one coworker that was freaking out and kind of like, freaking out, being vocal about it, possibly, freaking other people out, even though the other people weren't really showing that it was affecting them or not. But I think the majority of everybody weren't affected by her panicking a little bit. I think Missouri people are like, pretty, pretty strong, like, reacting wise. But she was panicking. It's human nature sometimes, so. And then I wasn't trying to panic because I was just trying to make sure that my best friend was okay, and that, and our dogs were okay, and I just was making sure of that. And then when I'm at work, I'm like, she was making comments like, that was freaking people out, like, something. I'm sorry, it sounds like a movie or something, but she was, I don't know if she was saying we're gonna die, or, I don't want to die with you guys or something, she has her pet at home too, and that, that's important to her. Of course, I understand, because I have dogs like that too, that they're like since I don't have any children, I kind of say that they're my sons, because they're 3 boy dogs, so. But so I totally understand, but she was freaking out, and she made those comments, and I'm just trying to, well, it didn't bother me, it didn't affect me. I'm trying to have the humor in the situation, and trying to, well, my personality is always, I try to figure out solutions, I try to stay, lighthearted, I like, sense of humor, and I guess, I don't know, I guess not everybody knows me, but they'll get to know my energy once they if they do get spend time around me, I guess, and get to know me, which as you know, not everybody takes the time to do. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into detail about that too much. But yeah, so I was calling. They're just talking about, oh, this and that. We're checking the weather, or this source or that source for the weather, blah blah blah. Or I'm talking to this person who's watching TV, or we're looking online right now at this site. Talking about themselves looking, their friend looking, and 3-4 different things, and sources that and saying that, oh, they say it's in 30 minutes, 45 minutes from now, it's going to get even worse. It's going to be this color coding on the graph, on the meteorology graph, and that's the worst color, and that's going to be, and I understand why, because she's been through one before, and she ended up okay herself, but she had her stuff, her material things affected before by a tornado. So I totally understand. I mean, I haven't been through that myself, but I can understand why she's freaking out. Because she's afraid that she's going to lose her stuff again, or that she's afraid, that she's going to pass away at work with us, or, something might happen to her place with her dog and stuff like that. So I understand, but you can freak out, but I don't know if you're trying to take down the whole workplace to freak out with you and panic. But I mean, most people weren't even being affected by her talk. I mean, I think a few were but being quiet about it, but the majority of them weren't. I was calling my friend while, and everybody was on their phone calling or just looking at doing whatever they were doing, sitting quietly, just waiting, for us to go back to work, or for them to release us from work to go, for the day, depending on, how it progressed or whatever. So I was sitting down, and then I was with, some other people that were sitting down, and then I called my friend, my best friend, and she told me what she was doing, to prepare, and that she was keeping an eye on what the weather looked outside visually. But I told her to make sure that, she doesn't be out there too long, that she gets in the shelter area. She said, yeah, she will if she she said she's really close to the basement, and that she'll get there if she sees that she had everything prepared, and she would go there quickly if needed. So, and then she said that she made a comment about, oh, well, the trashmen are out, the garbage truck is outside, still picking up trash. And I was like, and I started laughing. I was just like, oh, well, it must not be that bad if the garbage truck's still picking up trash like on a normal schedule and stuff like that. So I just made that comment out loud at work. So I was like, well, I can understand the trash men are out, because that garbage truck is like a tank, but I was like, yeah, I know that the post office is probably not going to deliver because the postal trucks are so tiny and they'll fly away. I said, but in the movies you see like those semi trucks, you know, flying around and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I just thought it was funny because the garbage truck. I was like, okay, well they're picking up trash, but I don't know, maybe there'll be some garbage cans that are blowing around in the wind or something in the street, but nah, I don't know. I was just talking with her, you know, just not having that. Well, I know, you know, of course, I'm hoping, you know, she's all right and the dogs and everything here, you know. But you know, I'm not trying to freak out or whatever, you know. So I was just trying to have a calm conversation with her, have some, you know, have some laughs, you know, have a good energy, and then just make sure that I'm level-headed to like just tell her, you know, hey, you know, just hear what she's doing, and tell her, hey, if it's that serious right now, you maybe should just go straight down there, and then just, you know, hey, forget that, you know, that's not important, or that could be replaced or whatever, so don't worry about it, you know, just get to safety until, you know, till everything passes over. Yeah, and just hope, you know, everything is alright. So yep, at work, I was thinking, you know, well, I didn't think, you know, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I know I wanted my best friend and my dogs to be safe. I know I didn't want anything happen to me. She made a comment like, if it, I don't know, I think she made a comment like, if it gets worse, she'll come and pick me up real quick so that I could be with her and the dogs. I'm like, if it gets worse, you shouldn't be in a car driving with tornadoes around. I told her, no, if it gets worse, just stay in the basement shelter, you know, sheltered in the basement with the dogs. Don't come and pick me up. I'm already at work, and the evacuation location, like near the restrooms in that like hallway area that they tell us to stay at, with my coworkers. So just, you know, but so luckily, none, you know, it didn't get worse. So, but you know, while I was waiting, I just tried to have a good mentality throughout it all, you know, and just stay relaxed. I don't know. So, and then she was all, and the girl was all, she made a comment, like I told you, it was like, oh, I don't want to die with you. I was like, oh, this is, you know, it's gonna, this or that. I was, I don't know. I'm just like, look, I don't want to die. I don't think, she made a comment like, oh, you know, I have a purpose for my life. I'm not gonna die here or something. And I'm like she's trying to refuse, like, no, this is not how it's gonna happen. I'm like thinking with myself, I'm just like, hey, well, if we do die here, you know, and we do get picked up in the wind and the tornado, just put your arms out, you know, put your arms out and go wee or something, and just you know, just float on there and just make a good flight before you you know, you fall down or something. I don't know, but that's kind of my guess it's a weird sense of humor. But I'm just like, hey, if you're gonna finally fly, you know, just put your arms really good, you know. just make that flight, you know, just really feel that moment or something. I mean, like I don't know. I wouldn't do that. Of course, I'd be scared, but I'm just trying to laugh instead of just like freak out and just freak everyone out, you know. So, but I understand her, and yeah. So I got through that today. Then just waiting on some more good news about that milestone I vaguely mentioned. So I'll hear about that sometime soon, and then see if I could kind of do a mini celebration. And I know it's not cool when you do like vague mentions on, you know, just vague mentions about stuff sometimes, but you know, I guess I could revisit it later just to not be that person. I could revisit it and lessen the vagueness on it later, but I like to have a little bit of mystery and a little bit of privacy, but you know, I could but it's something in the future after it's all settled down. I could bring up probably and not get into too much detail, but still do a little bit of clarifying then. But anyway, so that happened today. Then, oh yeah, since that happened today, I went to the store and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do some little comfort things for my friend, because you know, at one point I did have a thought. I was like, oh shoot, I don't know if it's gonna end here. I don't know, something's gonna happen to me, something's gonna happen to her, you know, and my dogs, and you know, one or both, you know, me, her, or you know, and me, her, and them. So yeah, and faintly in the back, I was worried, but not too much. You know, I wasn't trying to be worried. I was just trying to make sure we were okay, and you know, just do the best we could. Whatever happened, you know. So then I went to the store and then got some comfort things for the dogs and for her, and yeah, I don't think I really got any comfort thing for me, because I was just happy they were okay, and plus, you know, we have whatever's at home. I could just I'm already satisfied with what wasn't at home right now, with like if I needed something to comfort me. So which when I got home, I just kind of just took a rest and took a nice rest, and yeah, and then I woke up, I just relaxed some more. So just chilling with my friend. It just was just a chill day today after all that. So, but yeah. So oh yeah, when I was at the store, I heard about my cousin in the Philippines passing away. So, yeah, and I'm not gonna be rude about it. So, all I know is that just from what I heard from my mom and stuff is that he caused my mom grief when when her sister passed away, and which was his mom. But I understand, I understand all sides, like different sides of the story, and I'm not going to get into detail about it, but so he's going to be missed by the people close to him. He's going to be but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have I know that my cousin, she's gonna they're doing all they can to like investigate it. I know that she and her family, they're they're doing their prayers and stuff like that. I don't know, I didn't know him that well. I do know from my mom that he caused grief to her after her sister passed. Just because sometimes people play the blame game, and then they instead of and just whatever issues he had with his parents, he was when he was trying to hold that guilt over his parents, and when his mom passed, then he was trying to guilt my mom and into like giving the Philippines is a thing where they usually ask for stuff, where I understand because there's big wage disparity, there's like not much of a middle class there, so they usually go to other countries to try to get better jobs, like whether that's Dubai or whether it's like Hong Kong or some other places or anywhere else, just to, because there's like, it's really there's like poor and rich, and so and so he was like trying to guilt trip her and my mom into giving him money. My mom's in heaven right now, so but at the time when she was alive, after I guess he was asking his mom for stuff, and she passed away, and then he's asking my mom, and my mom's having grief over it, but feeling but she of course she felt bad, but she also didn't like it when he got upset and would, project and stuff like that. So, but it's not like I don't understand him, because I can kind of understand why he's upset in general. Not that he's projecting on my mom, or I can understand the root of it. So, but we're not trying to do blame games or anything. So he's passed away, and he has people that care about him, and they're looking into it, what happened. And he has a family in a family in Dubai, and because they all kind of work there, and he was in the Philippines, but he was working on eventually joining them in Dubai because their jobs were there, so. But I know. Excuse me. See, that's what carbonation sparkling water can do sometimes, but I'm not trying to have that caught on video. Yeah, so, yeah, so, my vocal prayer right now for that is that I hope my cousins here in the States and my uncle, that they have peace, they have peace with this situation, and they're working on, investigating what happened somehow, or like, and I guess when also the autopsy and all that stuff, and then find out what the guess the investigation, and then that they have peace, and also his family in Dubai, and then his relatives in the Philippines. I know I'm his relative, but I'm not trying to be cold, and I'm not being cold, but I don't know him really well, and I know how he like his I've only heard of some conversations he had, video calls or conversations he had with my mom, and so I just know she was upset sometimes, and I know he's upset, and I understand why, but it has nothing to do with my mom. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know him that well, and I just wish his whole family has peace in the meantime, and then eventually peace after they find out what happened. So I'm not getting too much detail about that. I don't really know him that well, and I know just a little bit about little stuff about his character, or just like habits, but he's gone, and I don't know him that well, so it doesn't really, I don't really think there's anything for me to say, but he has the blessings of the people that cared about him, or he had that, and he's he's wherever he is right now, and And my cousin said, has peace now wherever he is, and I suppose that's true. And then with the humor thing, she said maybe he's with our moms, because my mom and her mom's in heaven too. So she said maybe he's with our moms in heaven and they're all like hanging out together. And I said maybe, and I said maybe they'll all be looking down on us, and they'll have a laugh and have like some bird, like poop on my shoulder, and just have a giggle together or something. I was just making a bad joke. So. But I've never had that happen before, except for in middle school when I was going between buildings. I know I shouldn't be saying, well, hey, have you ever had that happen? I don't know. I was just walking between buildings to the next class, and then I just get something on my shoulder, like, oh, so. But yeah, that was middle school. It's like 13 or something. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I got that call when I was in the store. Getting some, comfort things, and then just what I needed to for, just a little groceries too. So, and then when I was checking out in the self-checkout, I bumped into a customer that I had, and then I used to work somewhere else, so one of the customers that recognized me from when I used to work there. It's like, oh hey, and then he had his 3 sons with him, and he's like, and I was like, oh wow, I finally get to meet them, because he used to talk about them in general, and then just some of the stuff he bought was for them all together. So, and I've helped him a few times in that store, so excuse me. He was like trying to remember my name because he hasn't seen me in a while, and then I was like, what's the first letter of your name? And then he told me the first letter, and then I was like, so then, because that's usually when I forget people's names, that's what I usually say. I was like, wait, don't tell me. What's the first letter? So then he told me, and then I guessed it right, because I do have a pretty good memory, compared to the average person. It's, and then I said hi to them, and then just told them, my new my new job, and it's good there, it's decent here, good, and that so for the most part, anyway. And then pretty much told him why I left the last company, and just said, it's decent where I'm at now, so. And he was like, oh, that's good, and he's like, he totally understands why I didn't stick around at the last one, so. But yeah, anyway, I have to work soon, so I'm gonna get a little rest before I start getting ready, and yeah, I know these videos are long, but it's just about my day. I encourage you to make videos about your day, because hey, if you like people, some people like people watching, so I guess people doing daily vlogs is another way of people watching. I'm just joking. But no, I think I don't really people watch. I kind of do, but not like go out of my way. I'm just pretty good at being, well, not totally, but and for the most part, I am pretty good with intuition. Not saying I'm perfect with it, but yeah. So you guys have a good night. I have another video that I'll have another playlist that has stories if you want to hear a bedtime story, and I'm doing it for adults. And if you happen to be younger, it's could be for younger people too, because they're like short stories, and hey, they could be bedtime stories, so it's not like it's gonna be it's bedtime stories for adults and younger, because it's nothing vulgar. So yeah, so but I'll put that in the story playlist, I guess bedtime story playlist or something, and then I'll have this one in the daily vlog playlist. So yeah, thank you for watching it all the way through. If you have, I know it's pretty long-winded, but maybe I'll hone that. Maybe, who knows? But I'll just be authentic anyway. So good night. Hope you have a good day, and I will. Oh yeah, I'm gonna update the website. So my plans on for this Tuesday which is right here. Since it is Tuesday, it's 2:15 in the morning. But for the rest of this day, my plans are to work on my website. I'll work on my website and try to. I said I'd have it out within a couple days. Sorry. So I will do that. Then I'll try to get enough on there, so it's I'll do one post today, and then make sure that'll be good for to keep me on track of what I mentioned in the first video, and then I'll just continue building onto that, and I'll tell you the time frame. Also, that, and I'm not gonna do a story tonight because I just did one. I'm gonna do my share my website. I'll probably do that, and I'll share my website, my Instagram, and I think I'll do those both today, and that'll be sufficient for now. If I do anything else, I'll mention to it in the next vlogs. And yeah, my best friend also has a website. She's an artist, so I'll share that soon, and I'll have my I'll have my links on her site as well. For just mentioning. Because she has artist corner where if she wants to showcase other artists, like, we'll like mention other artists so that they can network, or share their work or their websites on our site. They can. So anyway, good night, and I'll talk to you guys later.